Hello YouTube, welcome to another Dawn of War 2 Retribution online commentary video. Today's commentary is special. It will be me and my good friend Phoenix co-casting. Say hello, Phoenix.
Hello everyone, how's it going?
Anyway, today's game is a 2v2v2 team free-for-all played on the White Walls of Calderis. We haven't brought you a team free-for-all game in quite a while. Anyway, let's have a look at the teams over here. Down in the southern corner of the map, we have the blue team, which is me, Thongger, playing as the Imperial Guard Commissar Lord, and we have Phoenix playing as
Craftable Build 10, but rather a custom one because I really hate the inbuilt colours.
That's Craftworld Ulfwe, darn it.
No, I changed the colour scheme.
No, Ulfwe is white. Beltan is white. Anyway, on the Beltan is white and green. Anyway, on the green team up on the northern side of the map, we have Goddess Rind playing as the Tyranid Hive Tyrant, and we have WatcH playing as the Plague Champion for Chaos. And down on the western side of the map, we have DreXel MCM73 playing as the the Black Tech Marine, and we have Killpin playing as the Black Hive Tyrant. Anyway, on my mark, let's hit the play button.
Alright,
3, 2, 1, and off we go. So right off the bat, you can see me building absolutely nothing.
Oh, you've got your guardsman infantry now?
Yes, I'm finally building my guardsman infantry, and we have Phoenix going for Howling Banshees, Goddess Ryan going for Termagants, the dreaded Tyranid range blob that everyone hates, and we have WatcH going for Chaos Space Marines right off the bat, and we have DreXel going for Tactical Space Marines, and we have Killpin going for Termagant Brood. So we just have some capping right off the bat, not too much happening, just capping usually. My frame rate's a bit choppy. Hopefully it gets better.
It's your high graphics. Your laptop.
My laptop can handle it. Anyway.
Okay, so Killpin's going straight for the CPs in the middle. The victory points.
Yes, purple team making the first pushes into the center of the map and capping. So, and we have a first contact on the bottom side of the map here. My guardsman coming into contact with some Homagant Brood over here. The guardsman gonna come out a little worse for wear over that, but I'm just gonna put my guys into the building over here, and they're gonna retreat, and it'll be all good and well. They can't harm my guardsmen in the building over here, and my sentinel's gonna seal the deal, and these guys are gonna have to fall back.
I was wondering what the hell was going on ahead of me.
Yeah, anyway, not too much going on apart from that initial skirmish. We have the green team pushing into the north side over here, and we have Nurgle Worship slapping onto these Chaos Space Marines. It's going to make them very tough and hard to dislodge from their position over here. And we have the Hive Tyrant coming forward, and we have Phoenix capping this point over here.
Okay, and here comes the first assault from the Tyranid's Killpin.
So there's a nice disruptor going off by Phoenix on those Termagant Brood, but now we are being forced back by all these Tyranids over here. A lot of Tyranids hitting the field where you don't want to get caught between two Tyranid blobs over here, but we are focus firing down this Hive Tyrant. And I am going to send my Sentinel to stomp it to stun the Hive Tyrant and to give our range squads a chance to hammer this big beast of a Hive Tyrant over here.
Meanwhile, up north it seems that green and purple have engaged. It seems like the Tyranids might just wipe these guys out. Purple doesn't seem to be. Yep, there they go, they're falling back.
Full retreat by the purple team up north. No answer to all the melee. No shotguns on these scouts yet to force back those Homagant Broods.
Midpoint, grenade going out.
Very nice grenade by Phoenix, almost wiping out that Termagant Brood. Grenade placed at the door at the retreat point of all these Termagant squads, also clipping the squad in the building a little bit as well. And this Hive Tyrant being forced off, getting caught a bit on the terrain, but gonna get out there no problem. The Commissar waving his sword around in an angry manner that he is. And up north on the northern side, we have the Plague Champion setting down quite a number of turrets over here. So playing very defensively by the Plague Champion over here.
Very defensive.
So we have the Plague Champion with his damage over time bolter, but he won't be able to stand up to all our range fire here, but we do have Grenade Heretics and Chaos Space Marines coming forward. This heavy bolter turrets are going to force all our light infantry back. We don't have a line break at the moment, and Imperial Guard have very little options to deal with grenades at the moment. Turrets, I mean.
Yeah, it seems on the left side, the Killpin's Hive Tyrant has brought in a set of spores.
Spore mines, in other words, and
They have us targeted.
meanwhile we do have some scouts venturing forward, very brave, trying to hurl a grenade onto this Chaos Heretic squad. My goodness, wiping the whole Chaos Heretic squad. An excellently placed grenade. Looks like WatcH didn't react in time against that grenade. Should have seen that coming a mile off, but just got his entire Grenade Heretic squad wiped. So expensive loss from WatcH right off the bat. Doesn't have too much in the field, just this turret and his Plague Marine kitted out with a Plague Sword. That's going to make him quite beastly in close quarter combat, but against Tyranids, a lone Plague Marine might not be able to do that much. So meanwhile, a bit of a lull in the combat at the moment. Some light skirmishing going up on the northern side of the map between the Tech Marine and WatcH over here. Up over to the power, looks like Purple team trying to go for a Gen Bash. They might be successful, especially this turret put down by DreXel. And we do have some light skirmishing going on in the middle, some Termagant broods squaring off with one another, the Hive Tyrant on either side. But we do have the Spore Mines of Killpin, and Killpin first to hit tier 2 as well. And Goddess Ryan going a bit heavier, going for Warrior Brood. Warrior Brood going to be quite dangerous, but always have to watch it for the synaptic shock when a warrior goes down, which will adversely affect all those smaller Tyranid Gaunt units, including Gene Stealers.
Right, and the Destructor goes out and takes a good chunk of that Termagant.
Yes, very nice Destructor. My center pushing forward for a bit, but unable to make any pushes against that heavy bolter turret.
Right. The Tyranid spent a lot of time playing very defensively in this game.
Yes,
They didn't want to take any full engagement too early on.
Yes, especially with that Hive Tyrant. I think they certainly could have afforded to be a bit more aggressive with the charge that Hive Tyrant has. Could have just broke our line several times, and we didn't really have much of an answer, especially since you can't suppress the Hive Tyrant.
Issuing sniper rifle.
Just more back and forth at the beginning.
Looks like the Hive Tyrant for Goddess did go down, probably to this Tech Marine heavy bolter turret up north by Green's power. And WatcH going for a second squad of Chaos Space Marines. WatcH not doing much, mainly leaving his ally to duke it out on the northern side, but Phoenix and I are having our hands full just going up against the purple team at the moment.
Attention is split here. Take the opportunity of wiping out purple.
Yep. Purple is caught in a crossfire over here between our Guardsmen and Guardian squad, so some nasty range upward. And there's the charge I was looking for by the Hive Tyrant with that extended Seraphis, but I do have a heavy bolter set up in the background, and while this Hive Tyrant is finishing eating up one of my Guardsmen for lunch, he is going to be forced back, just taking a lot of range fire from our ranged infantry blobs at the moment. But we do have this heavy bolter turret up north, suppressing this whole Tyranid blob over here. One of the warriors does go down, causing that synaptic shock I mentioned earlier, knocking back all those little Tyranids, but we do have Venom Brood on the field. They are being suppressed, unable to get shots off onto this turret, and the Tech Marine is doing his damnedest to try and repair this turret over here. So it looks like this Tyranid horde is sort of caught up, and if another warrior goes on, that could be a bit of a problem for all those smaller Tyranid units. But looks like, oh, there goes another warrior knocking back all those little Tyranids and forcing a full retreat by Goddess Ryan. Probably sat in there way too long, taking so much damage on the heavy bolter turret, all for little to no gain.
Down south, it seems that Killpin has brought out a Zoanthrope.
A Zoanthrope is a mobile artillery unit by the Tyranids, and it nips healing aura to all nearby Tyranids and does some very nasty AoE damage. Doesn't need a setup, the projectile hits instantly. And some people hate the Zoanthrope. I hate the Zoanthrope. Very difficult to deal with, especially when you start massing Zoanthropes.
Zoanthrope's definitely
Nope. And we have the Banshees trying to make a rush at the Zoanthrope, but just getting caught by all this ranged Tyranid fire over it. But the Tyranid Hive Tyrant is being forced back by all this ranged fire from all our dudes over here. And I have kitted out my heavy weapons team with an auto cannon to deal with that Hive Tyrant since they can't be suppressed. and will also give me some light AV as well. So always nice to have an autocannon on the field. And I have been quite actively using my Commissar's Inspired Courage ability, which boosts damage by squads by 100%, so that will essentially double the output damage from a heavy weapons team. Especially since the members not wielding not manning the weapons actually don't do anything because they don't carry any weapons because of the famous infamous IG weapon bug.
Now it seems that green is being very passive while Killpin has been the most aggressive of all the other units, all the other players so far. They've come out with the second Zoanthrope, which will make them quite a beastly force on the field. I think this is what they've been waiting for, because they're now starting to play extremely effectively, pushing forward down the south.
Yes, the green team actually sneaking behind our lines and catching Phoenix's Banshees. Bit of a microlapse there, but Phoenix manages to get his guys out in time, and now the Wraith Lord is stumbling across his whole Tyranid horde. Has to be careful of his Venom Brood though, but the Venom Brood are being tied up, and the Wraith Lord is slapping his building side sword around over here. And we have a major engagement that sent the Tyranid Hive Tyrant charging through all these guys by getting brought down by the heavy weapon squad with his autocannon, and these Tyranids being forced back. The synaptic shock from the dead Hive Tyrant did cause some damage to all these Tyranids over here, and my guardsmen did have a lot of support from my Chimera. Meanwhile,
green falls back.
Under the might of the Wraith Lord, swinging his big sword around and now getting caught in a pincer between his guys and mine. These Tyranids have no choice but to get out of there before they take too many losses. Getting a few parting shots from my autocannon as they retreat. Looks like purple is venturing quite deeply into enemy territory, but now WatcH is a bit fed up of all these turrets put up by DreXel over here, and just coming up with Blood Crusher. His Blood Crusher doesn't give a damn about all these turrets, and just gonna start eating up all these scouts and all these turrets for lunch heap. DreXel has to be careful, gonna lose his scouts. Sergeant Sniper Squad, oh, down goes the scout. Sniper Squad, very expensive loss over here. And Phoenix and I are pushing north with our Wraith Lord, and with support from Chimera, line breaking this whole bunch of turrets over here. These turrets don't have an answer to the big mighty Wraith Lord swinging his building side sword around. And it looks like purple
Killpin again.
making a strong push with support from his Space Marine ally. So far his Space Marine ally has pretty much just been faffing around, but he's pretty kitted out with a melter gun and Signum armor, giving him deadly mark target lead. Oh my, Zone Shop almost wiping out those Banshees right off the bat.
Completely confused.
Absolutely, Phoenix not happy about that in the least, and the Tyranid Hive Tyrant line breaking, charging through all my guardsmen over here. I do have a Basilisk Commissar flare going up, reducing the range of all these guys and debuffing their range dash, but this is simply too much Tyranids for my poor little guardsmen to handle. Now the Warlock is caught behind enemy lines. Poor little Warlock trying to do what he can with his sword to take out all these Tyranids. Will he manage to get the kill on this Zone Throw? No, he gets a special attack off and the Zone Throw lives. And now we have the Wraith Lord on field, and we do have Fist of Brockus going down by my Commissar Lord. My Commissar Lord fully kitted out, so none of the surrounding units around the Commissar will die as long as Fist of Brockus is activated. They will take damage as usual, but they won't fall. And we do have the Wraith Lord duking it out with the Hive Tyrant. The Wraith Lord very low on hit points, but the Wraith Lord manages to come out, and my double guardsmen are healing up this Wraith Lord as best as they can, just in time for a massive Tyranid blob on, to the right of this engagement, destroying our victory point power supply over here. So we have to be very careful because they do have Venom Brood on the field. So my guardsmen getting suppressed by a Barb Strangler over there. My Commissar trying to get in there with his power fist to start doing some damage. Some very nice grenades going up by Phoenix, causing synaptic shocks all over the place. My goodness.
Grenade out.
Very nice second grenade, doing so much damage to all those warriors. With one warrior squad, very lucky to get away with just 90 hit points. Barely gets out of there. And we do have the Hive Tyrant trying to take out the Wraith Lord, but my Commissar is swinging his big power fist around, doing quite a lot of damage in his own right. The Commissar Lord isn't tanky like the rest of the heroes, but he does have some pretty sick regen, especially when there are supporting units around. Unfortunately, there are none at the moment, so my Commissar is in a lot of trouble underneath a big pile of Tyranids, but covering fire from the autocannon does give him some space to retreat out of there. Meanwhile, we have a lot, looks like we do have Killpin coming in with his second Tyranid horde to take up the slack just as we push up Goddess Rhine, so it seems we're fighting Tyranids all the time on this map. The Marines generally having very little field presence, with DreXel just having one squad and one squad by WatcH and a Blood Crusher over here, so it's pretty much just me and Phoenix against Goddess Rhine and Killpin in this game, and we kept getting sandwiched between the both of them all the time.
Space Marines up north being extremely defensive.
Yes, both Tech Marine and Plague Champion being very defensive, just a bit of a cowboy Texan shoot-off over here, squaring up between these turrets. Neither squad side willing to engage. Certainly could line break with this Blood Crusher, but of course there are Venom Brood and the Zone Trope around, but the Zone Trope forcing back the Space Marines with his long range artillery shot. Double Zone Trope gonna do a lot of damage to this turret and eventually bring it down.
Down south, it's Thongger with Gen Bash.
Yes, my very futile attempt at Gen Bash while Killpin was tied up over here. And just causing some disruption. We played tit for tat. Unfortunately, I sort of forgot with so many Tyranids. I didn't realize it was the green team that had actually committed the earlier Gen Bash, so but why not?
Because mine that drew in their people to you, which leaves purple free of the center.
Yes.
Which allows me and my Banshees to move in and start capping.
Yes, while this entire Tyranid horde is chasing after a few dozen guardsmen, Phoenix is moving in with his Banshees and Guardians to set up a defensive position as quickly as possible while the Tyranids are drawn off.
Unfortunately, it seems like green is moving to fill the space.
Yes.
And we're right back in the crossroads again.
Yes.
Turret and green up there.
Yes, Fist of Rockers going down to save these Banshees from all this Tyranid range fire here. My Commissar charging in, brave, and swinging away. Basilisk flare going off to reduce the range of all these guys, trying to give us some space to get our melee units in, but we do have a venerable dreadnaught charging in right now, and now me and Phoenix are caught in a bad place between Tyranids on one side and an angry venerable dreadnaught on another.
You're not the fire prism incoming.
Yes, Phoenix has a fire prism on the way, but this venerable dreadnaught is trying to eat up my Commissar, while Commissar trying to get healed by his poor little guardsmen all around him, but we do have venerable dreadnaught finally backing up, only to be replaced by an angry Hive Tyrant coming in and eating up my poor little guardsmen.
Down he goes.
And yes, down goes the Tyranid Hive Tyrant over here, brought down by concentrated fire from this fire prism over here, and we do have the Wraith Lord leading a line breaking charge with my Commissar Lord being annoying as ever, swinging his power fist and bringing down all these big... Oh, we do have the Zone Trope going down to a swing from the Wraith Lord. This Wraith Lord is absolutely beastly, with the Wraith Bone giving him regeneration aura. Going to give him a lot of field presence in addition to all the guardsmen and guardian repairs going down.
Purple mass on the left side.
Oh my, it seems we do have a tactical Marine squad trying to cap over here, but getting pushed back by double guardsmen with plasma guns. It's going to cause quite a lot of damage output, but we do have a major push by Purple over here. And Bob Strangler on the carnifexes doing so much damage to my poor little guardsman over here. Fire prism shot going off, taking a small chunk of health off that carnifex, but it wasn't a focus shot, so it won't be overly effective. Looks like Purple is going to make a push for our line with the Hive Tyrant, level 2 Hive Tyrant, fully kitted out, going to make him very beastly, and we do have this Carnifex with the Bob Strangler. So our guys caught in a lot of mess, and we do...
Oh my god.
We do have Tyranniform going up in the middle of all our guys. Down goes the Fire Prism. I put Fist of Druckers on to save my poor little heavy weapon squad, and my heavy weapon squad is getting tossed all over the place, but not a single member is falling because of Fist of Druckers.
There we go, we have 4 battles that will be moved by Killpin.
Yes.
Purple moves into fill space.
And here comes the might of the Emperor made incarnate.
Next, the Baneblade comes onto the field.
And I see this big juicy target, and Wrath of the Emperor by the Commissar, and a Baneblade cannon goes in, and boom, boom, and boom, wiping out tons of Tyranids, and we do have...
Artak moves in from the northern side, forcing a retreat.
Forcing a full retreat, but now this Wraith Lord is caught in a battle to the death with this Venerable Dreadnaught, and the Venerable Dreadnaught gets up a sweet safe kill and brings down the Wraith Lord as a final goodbye just before the Venerable Dreadnaught dies himself. So what an epic clash of two mighty walkers. champions on for the Space Marines and Eldar, duking it out in mortal combat. Here my Commissar Lord promptly gets eaten as a tasty little snack for Carnifex just as it retreats out there, but a battle cannon to the face takes out a good chunk of health, and the Demolisher Cannon by the Baneblade does kill the Carnifex once and for all. So you may be a big giant alien, but you are no match for 11 barrels of hell.
But as we can see, Killpin still has a hell of a load of units on the field. The Hive Tyrant may be down, but they'll be back for more soon. Up north, it just seems to be that Green just wants to fortify themselves. They don't seem to be wanting to do too much.
Yes, we have a whole line of turrets over here. The Plague Champion just setting down turret after turret after turret and leaving his ally to do all the heavy lifting. Saying that he does have a Blood Crusher, Chaos Dreadnaught that is in corner range, just standing around taking hits from Venerable at the moment, and a Chaos Predator being
it looks like DreXel MCM73 has his Tech Marine go down.
Yes, if he doesn't, oh no, down goes that Tech Marine. Just stood there taking a whole lot of Tyranid fire. We do have a Blood Crusher coming in on the right side of the central arena here, duking it out with the Autarch. But this Blood Crusher is just taking a lot of fire and concentrated fire from all this stuff, especially the autocannon just brings it down. Doesn't stand a chance. And we do have this Raveler Brute coming into view of my autocannon team. My autocannon team getting buffed by Inspired Courage, so autocannon team gonna be doing tons of damage, and Warlock jumping in with his big spear of his and doesn't care one bit, just swinging it around and chopping all these Tyranid to bits over here.
Fear the Psycho. Fear the Psycho.
Yes, Phoenix is Warlock chasing up this whole Tyranid horde, but here we have a Chaos Predator coming in over here, and we do have Killpin just hanging around. Still big horde of Tyranids over here. He has gotten out another Carnifex, pulling out the Barb Strangler Carnifex again, which will give it some nasty AoE damage, especially to all these squishy infantry blobs over here.
Seems like Warlock's walking into the fire. Here comes the rest of our units.
Yes, here I attempt to call in a full Basilisk barrage on this Chaos Predator, but it is a no-go Predator and it just takes it without really caring, only losing half a normal tank could have died in a single volley from Predator, and Baneblade shot goes up, tossing all these little Tyranids aside. It may be a genocidal race of hungry aliens, but you can't stand up to a giant battle tank.
Here's another Tyrannoform right now.
Yes, another Tyrannoform, but my Baneblade just manages to get out there. Some Guardians, poor little Guardians getting gibbed, and this poor Warlock getting eaten, and the Guardians getting tossed about and snacked on by the Capillary Towers, but my Guardsmen retreat out of there, execute by the Commissar, puts them back in the fray, and reinforced from the Chimera, giving my guys permanent staying presence. But we do have Terminators on the field by DreXel, and now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place with it. Carnifex on one side, my Commissar getting eaten by the Carnifex, and Terminators on the other side.
But we definitely have the lead here. We're at least 200 points above the other two teams, and I have an Avatar from now, which could probably secure our victory.
Yes, the Avatar will give us a lot of staying presence in addition to this Baneblade, but my Baneblade taking a fistful of Barb Strangler from this Carnifex over here, but now it's gonna feel the wrath of my Baneblade's main battle cannon. As I maybe fire on it? I don't know, and I won this off, I wasn't my fault. But we do have Tyranids wandering in behind our lines over here, taking out my poor little Manticore, but fear not, I'm just gonna build a new one.
They do manage to take out our victory point though, which will probably slow us down just a little bit, but we still have two over the other two teams, one. Ow, and here comes a cannon. Unfortunately, only manages to hit one of them.
That's the problem with elevated terrain. It overshot the whole Tyranid horde, and now we are sort of pinched between two Carnifexes, and my Baneblade is in a lot of trouble. But Demolisher Cannon shot does a lot of damage to these Tyranids, but we do have Warrior calling over here, and now my Baneblade's in a terrible position. My Guardsmen have to retreat, taking a lot of damage over here.
And it seems that we're completely pinched. We've got the Killpins, Carnifex moving up on our rear, with the rest of their little horde moving into depth.
My Baneblade is absolutely surrounded, and my Commissar is down. Phoenix is desperately trying to fend off all these Tyranids, forcing retreat by the whole Tyranid mob over here, but my Baneblade is in a lot of trouble. I'm calling in a position Basilisk Strike, probably a bit too near to my Carnifex, to my Baneblade, but all 4 missiles landing on top of this Carnifex, but this Carnifex is just eating my Baneblade for lunch. And Guardian's desperately trying to repair, but oh, down goes the Emperor's Fury.
Lots of Furies now.
Yes, it's just a... There's not even any debris of it, but meanwhile down south we do have an Avatar tanking it out with a Carnifex, and the Carnifex flees before the Wrath of Khaine.
An ally has taken a victory point.
And this Carnifex is just waddling out of view with the Avatar having chased him off. Meanwhile we do have quite a lot of Tyranids just wandering around in the middle. A lot of dead Hive Tyrants in the center of here, but my Commissar was revived by Phoenix and he is going to tank it out. He does have very low hit points, but with stubbornness on field that will give him a lot of staying power, and he does take out this Carnifex. So now level 6 Commissar Lord, 890 hit points. Not the toughest of heroes, but with stubbornness it gives him a lot of staying power, especially with all these Guardsmen and Guardians running around. Definitely improve his regen. Now we do have a bit of an engagement going up north. We do have DreXel trying to take out this Chaos Predator over here, and Space Marines getting a lot of rear armor hit in. We do have Killpin coming in, Goddess Ryan coming in. We do have a Ghoul on field, and
Great unclean one. Horrible.
Just wandering in the view, gonna take a swing lead. Oh, down goes the Terminator, bringing down one Terminator. Oh, down goes the second Terminator from the last cannon turret shot.
Absolutely vicious. Great unclean ones. Never get in contact with them. Terrible smell.
And we do have the Avatar pulling off is Wrath of Khaine or Wailing Doom. I can't remember.
The Wailing Doom.
Anyway, Wailing Doom doing quite a lot of damage to all these Tyranids over here. But we do have quite a lot of Tyranids hanging around over here. Basilisk Barrage incoming. Probably gonna miss this Carnifex completely. We do have a Killpin coming in down south over here. We do have the Avatar coming in. I am calling in a Rocket Barrage just as Phoenix jumps his Autarch in, but all these Tyranids getting plastered by my Rocket Barrage over here. So the Banshee's taking a lot of damage on my Rocket Barrage, but gonna get out of there, especially since Fist of Raucous is activated, so none of these units shall fall while it is active.
Line moving in to try and cap that point off us, but the Avatar moves.
Yes, the Avatar moving in and forcing back this poor little Carnifex who's just taking so much damage, but a huge blob of Tyranids will be a very tempting target for some juicy artillery strikes. And I'm gonna call in Emperor's Fury from the Commissar Lord over here and wiping out all these little Tyranids. And I do have a Basilisk Barrage incoming as well, and forcing back this whole Tyranid horde at the same time. Meanwhile, that's pretty much a game. Pretty much 5 seconds left, and we do have a second Tyranniform coming in, and while the Carnifex is snacking on a few Guardians, but all these guards are retreating. The central spike goes off, and these other little spires going off and missing all our dudes over here. And
there's the game.
There is the game.
Of defeat is an invitation.
So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. That was quite a vicious game, especially with Goddess Ryan and Killpin. I think if the allies had contributed a little bit more, me and Phoenix would have been in a lot of trouble. But yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Thongger and Phoenix out.
See you later.